Welcome to Arsenal Stage News, and remember, make subscribe, then continue enjoy your news. Let's start it. The Emirates has seen its fair share of surprises in recent years, but none as thunderous as this one. In a move that has left fans and pundits stunned, Arsenal have decided to part ways with Gabriel Jesus. The Brazilian forward, who once arrived from Manchester City as a beacon of experience and quality, is reportedly no longer in Mikel Arteta's long-term plans. The summer of 2025 may be remembered not just for high-profile arrivals, but also for the shocking exit of a once-beloved striker. From star signing to squad outcast, Gabriel Jesus joined Arsenal in the summer of 2022 for around £45 million. He was hailed as the final piece in Arteta's attacking puzzle, experienced, versatile, and a proven Premier League winner. In his first season, he dazzled with goals, assists, and relentless pressing. His off-the-ball movement and connection with the likes of Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard brought life to Arsenal's title charge. But as seasons passed, injuries and inconsistency started to tell. Jesus' goal tally dropped, and while his work rate never faded, his finishing came under intense scrutiny. In a side that demanded ruthless efficiency in front of goal, Jesus was becoming more of a link man than a finisher. In the 2024-25 season, he managed only 7 goals across all competitions, with growing frustration from fans over missed chances in key games. And with players like Victor Osimhen, Victor Gyökeres, and Benjamin Šeško now entering the scene, Jesus' position became vulnerable. Arteta makes the call. Mikel Arteta, known for his no-nonsense approach and forward-thinking strategy, has reportedly told the club's board that Jesus is not part of his tactical evolution for the upcoming season. The Spaniard wants a more physical and clinical striker to lead the line, someone who can dominate defenders, score 20-plus goals a season, and stretch opposition defenses. Despite Jesus' intelligence and link-up ability, he no longer fits the bill. According to sources close to the dressing room, Jesus took the news professionally, but with disappointment. He had expected to fight for his place but understood the decision. Arteta, meanwhile, is pushing forward. Osimhen has already arrived. Talks with other top-tier forwards have intensified. The club is building a monster attack, and in that vision, Jesus has become collateral damage. Where it went wrong. Jesus' biggest enemy at Arsenal wasn't his attitude or team contribution, it was his inability to consistently deliver goals. For a club that dreams of domestic and European domination, a striker needs to be decisive in the box. Jesus, for all his brilliance in build-up, failed to kill games. His injury history didn't help either. Knee troubles sidelined him during crucial phases of multiple campaigns. And when he returned, he often lacked sharpness. The pressure grew as younger talents like Kai Havertz and even academy prospects began stepping up. In a cold business like football, sentiment rarely overrules results. Arteta's Arsenal is built on ambition, discipline, and a high ceiling. There was no more room for sentimental selections. The locker room reaction inside the Emirates, the decision sent shockwaves. Players respected Jesus deeply, not just for his talent, but for his leadership and mentality. He was often seen mentoring Martinelli, joking with Saka, and motivating younger players. But the squad also knows Arsenal want to win now. The bar is higher than ever. If Jesus can be dropped, anyone can. The message is clear: form over fame. Gabriel Martinelli posted a subtle message on Instagram. Obrigado, irmão. Você sempre será parte da nossa história. Thank you, brother. You will always be part of our history. Jesus himself responded with class. This club gave me love. I gave it my best every day, wishing the Gunners all the trophies they deserve. What's next for Jesus? There's no shortage of suitors. Clubs in Italy, Spain, and Saudi Arabia have already expressed interest. Juventus and Napoli are monitoring his situation, while Al Nassr and Al Ittihad are reportedly readying mega offers. At just 28, Jesus still has years at the top level, just not in North London. Fans react to the shock news. Arsenal fans are divided. Some are heartbroken, remembering his first season and crucial goals in big matches. Others believe it's time to move on. Fan reaction. Jesus gave us memories, but this project needs killers up front. Sad to see him go, but I trust Arteta's vision.
Another news.
Done deal. Alexander Isak signs for Arsenal in landmark transfer. The long wait was finally over. On a bright Thursday morning in North London, the red side of the city erupted with joy as Arsenal Football Club officially announced the signing of Swedish striker Alexander Isak from Real Sociedad. After weeks of whispers, meetings, and late-night negotiations, the club released the now iconic "Here we go" tweet. Only this time, it came with a picture. Isak, beaming in the pristine red and white home kit, standing at the center of the Emirates Stadium pitch, arms folded with the words, "Alexander Isak is a gunner. Welcome to Arsenal." It was the transfer Arsenal fans had been dreaming of, not just for weeks, but for years. The story of this transfer began long before this summer. Mikel Arteta had long admired Isak, even mentioning him quietly back in 2022 when Arsenal were looking for a striker. But at the time, the stars didn't align. The club wasn't quite ready to spend big, and Isak was still finding his rhythm in Spain. Fast forward 3 years, and the entire landscape had changed. Arsenal had evolved, no longer the young project or the nearly men. They had pushed Manchester City to the wire for 2 straight seasons. The squad was experienced, the manager respected, and the ambition undeniable. When the 2024-25 season ended in heartbreak, 1 point behind the champions, it was clear to everyone at the club. They needed a striker who could finish the job, someone who could convert those tight draws into narrow wins, someone who could lead the line with grace and power. Tall, technically gifted, lightning quick, and ice-cold in front of goal, he ticked every box. Arteta called him a complete modern forward. Edu called him the missing piece. And Ødegaard, Isak's former teammate at Real Sociedad and current Arsenal captain, made a few quiet phone calls of his own. The final agreement was wrapped up in the early hours of Wednesday morning, following a long day of back and forth between Arsenal's sporting director Edu and Real Sociedad president Joaquin Aperribe. The deal was confirmed at €65 million plus €10 million in potential bonuses, with Isak signing a 5-year contract until 2030 and an option for a 6th year.